this morning on TV.
I thought it was the first day of fall.
Maybe you're right.
Beautiful day.
I was just watching the hurricane coming in again. Hit Turks and Caicos, and then it's not going to stay out. I think we're lucky if it won't hit us this time.
Well, that's great. That's good news. It's a beautiful day out there today. It's Football Friday here in Western Kentucky, and it's also homecoming week for the Caldwell County Tigers as they take on the Paducah Blue Tornado tonight here at 7 p.m. Expecting a tremendous crowd. People need to get there early because of the homecoming festivities. I know, Larry Curling, you're listening. You love for me to say festivities. So I think it starts around, 6:30 tonight? The homecoming court and all will be named. And we want a big crowd to turn out for our first district game against the Paducah Tillman Blue Tornado. What else is going on?
I don't know. You've about covered it all, I think.
It's a big weekend. Of course, college football. The Kentucky Wildcats are going to be at home playing against the Florida Gators, and I know a lot of people are going to be tuned into it. We got a guest coming on a little bit later. It's going to talk a little bit about some golf tournaments that are upcoming here at Princeton Golf and Country Club. And before we get into very much more, let's recap last night's scores that Ty had given me. In boys soccer, our boys went down to defeat to Madisonville by the score of 4-1. Our girls soccer won against Fort Campbell 6-1. And in volleyball, I believe our girls wrapped up the number 1 seed in the district by defeating Madisonville 3-1. So our congratulations go out to our boys and girls soccer team, and we got a lot going on. Districts is just right around the corner. It's almost October, so we're going to have district tournaments. I don't know. Do we host any this time, Ty? Do you know?
As far as soccer, no, we do not.
Okay, I don't know if volleyball's host.
Volleyball. And they're playing Saturday, too. They added some games. They're going to be playing out at the Cab, a couple teams this Saturday. So
okay.
The volleyball team is.
Okay. We've got a few shout-outs we want to give that we run into some people this past week. And Ronnie Cash, I want to give a shout-out to him. See him every Sunday morning going into Sunday school, and he says, I listen to you, DT, every Friday morning. I tune in to you and can't wait till next week. So we want to give a shout-out to him and Ralph Sharp. I ran into Ralph, I believe, on Monday at the Times-Leader. I had to get some stuff printed off, and Ralph wanted to know who our guests were going to be. And I said, Ralph, it's only Monday. It takes us a while to round up some. But we want to give us – you got any shout-outs?
Yeah, let me have one or two. But we wanted to mention also that we saw Ronnie at church, so people do know that we do go to church. Some people probably don't think that we don't every now and then, but we do go there. The ones that I want to give a shout out to this time is nothing particular, but the ones that have sponsored here and the ones in town, like the Dollar Store and Subway and Courthouse, the banks, everybody that I know of, a lot of people say that's where they hear us. And they walk in those, and I feel sorry for a lot of the workers that don't want to listen to it, but that is awful nice of them to do that, and we appreciate it.
We do, and you never know what we might say.
That's true.
So people need to keep tuning in. Before we get into introduction of our first guest here this morning, we do want to – we're mourning the loss of another high school football coach, icon here in Western Kentucky, and I don't know how many of our listeners remember Gerald Pointer, but he was a longtime coach at Owensboro Senior High School. He passed away yesterday, and of course my connection with Coach Pointer probably goes back to 1975 when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school, and he was the head coach of the West when we had the East-West All-Star football game in Lexington, and his top assistant that year was none other than Coach John Hena from Murray High. So I got to play under both Coach Pointer and Mr. Hena, and of course both of them are gone now, and we want them, all of our condolences go out to the families of those two individuals. And he was a long-time coach there at Owensboro High and had some really great teams.
Yes, he did. They were very good.
once again, we've got, we're going to do something a little new this morning. We're going to have a little giveaway here. I've got 2 tickets to Holiday World and Splashing Safari. I believe that's what they call it, Holiday World. These tickets expire at the end of October 29th. And with the weather as well, as warm as it is, this will be a good opportunity for someone to win these 2 tickets.
I don't know why you didn't take myself and you up there. We could flop around in that water.
It's a pretty good drive, pretty good drive. And you know, I hadn't been to Holiday World, I guess.
See, that's why you ought to go back.
10 years. It's been 10 years because we took our
You used to take all of them up there, didn't you?
Yeah, we used to go every year. You know, we took our senior class on their senior trip to Holiday World, and it's a very nice place. And of course, once you get in, you got free drinks all day. So, you know, it's a great opportunity here. Ty was supposed to come up with a question, a sports question, but you got one in mind?
You don't want to hear it.
All right, I've got one. And it's very simple one. To our whoever calls in, our first caller here, what was the date when UK defeated Florida Gators in football? How many years ago has it been? They've been talking all week.
They don't need to know that exact date. They just need to know how many years ago.
How many years ago has it been since the University of Kentucky has defeated the Florida Gators in football? You can call in at 963-9038 or 965.
963-9155.
I can't read you right.
I know. Yeah, nobody can.
963-9155.
It's Ty shorthand.
Yeah,
that's kind of like that little boy that looked around my office and saw that picture of 1975.
Okay,
and he said, I didn't know they had football back then. That's how long it's been.
There was one ring.
There was one ring and they hung up. It must have been Randy Durham. He forgot. 963-9038.
Todd's gonna call in.
963-9155. The last. How many years ago has it been since Kentucky defeated the Florida Gators?
Well, it was on the news the other day. 30. That's what they
I
said.
can't put this one on there, but we'll see. Morning, WPKY.
Okay, Todd's got a winner, I believe.
Who is this? Oh, it's Big Willie. He said he was there. He said he was there.
Okay, answer it, Big Willie.
Holiday World tickets, buddy. Answer the question.
He was still in diapers.
He said I can give them to somebody. He knows the answer. Are you good with that?
I don't care.
Okay.
That's
he said
fine.
I can give him. He's got somebody. He said I can give him to some kid to go.
That just proves he listens. By golly, he always says, I don't listen to y'all.
He said he's a freshman. It's 1986.
1986, and that would be 30.
Yeah, that's 30.
30 years ago.
30 years
Right.
ago.
I could have got
Willie
those
Brown,
tickets.
you are the winner of 2 free tickets to Holiday
Well,
World.
he and his dog can go.
Or he could pick Wood up on the way, I guess.
Wood wouldn't go with him.
All right, buddy, you're right. You want to be the winner. We'll talk about what we do with them here in a little bit. All right, thanks, buddy.
All right. We got that.
Big Willie.
We got one friend that called us anyway.
And he witnessed it.
That's good. That's good. Okay, we're back to the show now. We've got with us live here in the studio Coach Jake Pepper with us. And Jake, we want to welcome you once again to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Jake, I want to say that since you've moved back and helped the team, you went off and played and came back, and we really appreciate you doing that. You've, you're got some expertise on not only the receiving part and the kicking part, but, once you get involved with coaching, you learn a little more about it. And, I promise you, when I first started, even after I played at Western, Coach Jim Ross and myself at Warren East were the only 2 coaches for the whole program. Mm-hmm. That was freshman through at Warren East. Mm-hmm. And I just thought football was football.
Yeah.
But when you have to do the special teams and you have to line people up on different things and all like that, when Gator got the head job, I thought, I don't know if he can do that or not. He doesn't know all that stuff over at Crittenden County. But, that was his first job too, and it was tough, wasn't it, Coach? And I don't mean to jump him in on it, but seriously, I know you've learned a whole lot from it, and
No, I have. I was fortunate enough to play. When Coach Barnes got here, my first 2 years, I played, or my last 2 years of high school, I played under him. So that was kind of my introduction to the Tony Franklin system. But I was never really my goals were never to be a receiver and go on and play. Luckily, I was able to in college, and then my main thing though, I took care of the kicking and punting duties there. So I kind of take what I learned there and brought it back here and give what I can to the kids. We've had some really good kickers here. I know people don't talk about kickers and punters a lot, but we've had some good kids, and special teams is a huge part of the game that we forget about, or a lot of outsiders forget about, that it really, those extra points, those field goals and things, those are big, can be big turning points in the game. So, but along with that, just being around the kids and getting to give back some things that I've learned, and try to motivate them. Now I have been the youngest one with the kids on the staff until this year, and Coach, Will Barnes is back with us, and we got to play ball together. We played at Kentucky Wesleyan together, and it's been so nice to have him back. And a lot of times you get a different connection when you're a little closer in age, and right. They respond differently to us, Will and I, maybe, than they do the other coaches, and it's all in good ways. But we have some awesome kids, and it's a pleasure to get to do what I do, and give back to them. So,
well, when you feel that way, that means a lot too to the rest of the community. But as far as the kicking game goes, that was what I was really supposed to go to college to do, was kick.
Yeah.
And then I hurt my back and couldn't kick at all, so they beat me to death till I got to play a little bit. But when you kick in high school, all you do is get back there and kick, and you don't think about the guy snapping, or the guy holding, or the tackles, or whoever's trying to block for you, and they have to take pride in that, or your part is not worth a dime.
Yeah, no, it's like anything else in football. It's a lot of technique, and it takes a lot of practice. And we've just, like I said, we've had really good special teams guys here, all the way from when I first started with Brett Seymour, and he was a great kicker, and then Connor McEnany. And, with Boyce now, and he's kind of sharing the duties, punting. And so we've had a lot of different guys that step up and done it, but it takes everybody. Mitchell Harrelson as a long snapper, I mean, he's one of the best that I've seen in my eyes from the standpoint of a high school long snapper. And, he does a great job. And that obviously is the start. You got to have a good snap in order to have a good kick. So it's been so important to have a kid like that's able to get it back there, especially this year.
Of course, Troy played for Coach Gates and myself, and of course, times have gone so far. It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. Well, Troy kicked a lot of things. I don't know what it was, but he's his son. It's hard to believe he has a senior. Yeah. Put it that way. That's how fast it's gone. But Boyce has really improved.
Yes. No, he's
I mean, I remember him 2 or 3 years ago. He was hard making extra points. Yep. No offense to him, but
no, just young and never kicked a football. It's a lot different than kicking a soccer ball, and a lot of people don't understand that. The surface of the ball is different, and there's a smaller sweet spot on a football. So Boyce has came such a long way, and it's just credit to his work. I mean, usually on Sundays or whenever the football team is not there, Boyce is out there kicking by himself, or with his dad or somebody. So, putting in double duty with soccer, I actually did that 1 year in high school, so I know where he's coming from. It's a hard job because he's got responsibilities with the soccer team, and then he's got to have his helmet on for football and do what we need him to do. So yeah, he's been a great asset to the football.
But I have seen this year too, he does kick off in the end zone.
Yes, we've had some touchbacks.
I mean,
that's just
great.
Being a senior at 18 years old or whatever versus a couple years ago. There's a big difference, and he's a lot stronger kid, and he's put some in the end zone for us. But if we need a directional kick, he's he can do that too. He does a great job.
Well, I tell you, special teams play a big part.
That's right.
In a football game. Of course, as coaches, we always divided the game into thirds. A third offense, third defense, and third special teams.
Yep.
And our play this season thus far has been a really pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
And, a lot of credit's got to go to you on that. And I know that we've had some changes in the punting game. We've had several punters. I think last week you mentioned Boyce Nichols punted, and before that,
Russ Bashir,
and he's been injured, I believe.
Yeah, he got a little dinged up, but I think he's going to be fine this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
and that's good. And of course, our return game has been good.
It has been, yeah.
And,
Big kick return at Henderson, and with the two Riley boys, I mean, I was telling somebody last week, if I was the opposing coach, I don't think I'd kick to them because they're pretty dangerous with the ball in their hands. But yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of guys step up and do different jobs, and it's been nice.
I saw Ty's boy make a good block on that one kickoff. He did. I was even watching on the stream, so that shows how well you're doing on the stream. He was showing the only person I saw was his son. I didn't even see the ball. He was watching his son. No.
Going back to last week's game a little bit, Jake. I was amazed. Of course, I didn't go to the game. I watched it, of course, via live stream, and I was amazed that we were only behind 13-7 at halftime.
Oh, I know.
We only touched the ball twice in the whole first half, and our defense was on the field
a lot.
The majority of that game, and it's the most we've had to play defensively all season long.
Yeah, I think Coach Barnes said at halftime we had 13 offensive snaps in the first half, and the type of offense we run, we like to average up there around the 60s and the number of plays we run, and so it kind of the biggest play of the game in my eyes, I mean, there was a lot of big plays, but was the touchdown before half to Oliver Parker.
Oh, yeah.
And, going back and seeing that on film, I thought it was kind of an easy touchdown run. I mean, he shook two guys off and got in there and dove at the end zone. And, to make that game 13-7 rather than 13-0 is a big, big swing.
Big
and
momentum.
yes. And, in that game, that's in all the games, to me, this year, I mean, we've had kids step up that we just never really knew that would. I mean, it kind of happens every year, but, I mean, across the board, defense, offense, special teams, they've all chipped in when we needed it most. And that defense is carrying us, but at the same time, I think we kind of saw that starting with that Henderson game, our offense is kind of starting to gel a little bit. And so I felt better about the Henderson win than any of them we've had, and I just hope we can keep it rolling.
And the confidence that I can see in Joby Jaggers.
Oh, great, yeah.
And you mentioned Oliver Parker had a tremendous game last week.
Yep.
3 catches, 3 touchdowns.
Oh, that's just unbelievable. I mean, he's he don't even look like the same kid from last year, just body type, and the same way with a lot of those kids. And, and I can't say enough about Joby. I mean, the guy has just absolutely waited it out, waited his turn. He's got his shot, and he's took it and ran, and he's 4-1. We're all 4-1, but the quarterback's usually the leader, right. And Joby's he's a quiet guy, and he just comes in and works hard, and it's been fun to be around him and just see him grow as a football player.
You're 4-1. I'm sorry, Gator. You're 4-1 against some pretty good teams.
Yeah.
I mean, that they could very well be the other way around, even and play well.
Yes. No, I think preseason. You look at that schedule, and not that nobody, we didn't have faith or anything. I mean, historically, those teams are good every single year, and they've all been solid that we've played. And I mean, even Crittenden County had a better product on the field than they've had in the last few years. So, I mean, and they always come out and give us a tough battle. So, through 5 games, I think we're right where we want to be. The
one thing also that Gator and I talked a little bit about, we don't talk that much, but when we do sit down and mess when Gator's not too busy, I go up to his house and see him every now and then, and we talk a little football. Yeah, we watch we used to do that when we first retired. They got better shows on now, Gunsmoke and things like that. But I felt good this week. Mm-hmm. And I don't usually ever say anything like this, but I felt good this week about the second half, and I felt like y'all made some good adjustments.
Yeah, no, we did. I think.
A lot of times you come back and try to do the same old stuff, but evidently you made a few adjustments this week.
Yeah, no, I think that at halftime, you kind of got punched in the mouth in the first half, and you're talking about the Henderson
right?
game.
Yeah,
I mean, it was but we just kept telling the kids, hang in there. They're going to get tired. They did. I think the quarterback had 25 or so carries, and their running back had 27. I mean, and then you take that from the opposite end, and you look at those linebackers and those D linemen that are having to just hit and hit and hit for that many plays. And we said, they're going to tire out, but we're not. I mean, in practice, we go up and down the field. That's all we do. So I think we're in good shape, and from a conditioning standpoint, and I think that really helped us. But adjustment wise, I mean, we just told the offense when you have your chance, you've got to make plays because with that type of offense that Henderson has, they're going to try to drain the clock, and a lot of the same things going to happen tonight, I think, with the way Tillman,
right.
plays. So,
I believe you'll play about the
I
same
think last
type
week
team.
was probably a really good preparation for our first district game, in my opinion. So,
Right, and I think Henderson had 7 guys going both ways.
Yeah, they
And
did.
so, I mean,
For
and-
6A school,
That's-
that's quite a
Yeah,
few.
yes,
That's quite,
for sure.
Christian County, of course, is a 5A, and I think they only had 2 or 3.
2 or 3, yep.
Going both ways.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, it's on to tonight's game with
Yep.
Paducah Tillman, Blue Tornado. They have a new coach.
Yep.
Not unfamiliar
No.
to Caldwell County
Not at
by
all.
no means. Steve Duncan, who's
Yep.
the former head coach at Murray High, who we've had our fits with over the past several
Mm-hmm.
years, and we're going to see a slower tempo tonight.
Yeah, no, Coach Duncan, he always has his teams ready to play, regardless of what the product is on the field. He's always got them ready to play, and it seems like especially against Caldwell County, whatever it is, when he was at Murray. And he's going to bring these guys down here, and this is a new season for pretty much everybody across the state because district play starts tonight. Minus a couple games. So, really, if you were 0-4 right now, or 4-0, or whatever, tonight's the biggest game of the season. And we've been kind of saying that to our kids. None of this other stuff really matters anymore because this is what sets you up, and can kind of determine where we're going to go in the postseason. And so, it's a huge game. I hope that everybody shows up tonight that can for homecoming and all that good stuff, and hopefully our kids stay focused throughout the day. I know there's a lot going on with homecoming, as we all know. So, yes, but Tillman will be ready. They're going to slow it down and eat the clock and try to keep our offense off the field, and just hopefully, I know our defensive guys are going to be ready. There'll be a couple kids tonight that'll step up again, and that's all you can really ask for. So we're excited.
Well, Coach, I know one thing. You've got a couple of injuries you've had to deal with this week, and
Yep.
we're going to have a couple of starters out. And you want
That's
to
right.
elaborate a little bit on
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, it's part of the football season, and every year you're going to have an injury or somewhere, and hopefully it's not serious, but you're going to have kids have to step up. And, we've got a big starter down in Hunter.
Hunter Van Hoosier.
And it's disappointing, but at the same time, you've got kids like Mac Englebright who you don't have to worry about. He's been there from day one. He's gonna come in and he's gonna step up and he's gonna make plays. And I don't have any doubt in that. And the other kids will pull their part too. With those defensive guys, you got those seniors. They've been together for their whole life.
Yeah.
And you take Hunter out, it's a big loss. The kid has 20 tackles one week, but I mean, really.
Somebody else is going
to do it, and somebody else will have 5 or 6 more tackles tonight, whoever that is, and and that's a good thing. I mean, in hindsight, it may at the end of the year we're going to need people to step up in other games, so it'll be good to see who's going to do it, and same. I think offensively we're pretty healthy. We have more kids going both ways this year, though, than in the past, and so I think that.
And it hadn't hurt them.
No,
they're getting. Matter of fact, they're getting it. From what I can tell, they're getting in better shape.
Yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape.
It's going to be a hot, humid night.
It will be. So
we mentioned
late September
for both teams, though.
Yeah, for both teams, and I know Tillman's probably got a lot of kids going both ways as well, and their numbers are probably about
a few.
like ours. And we mentioned Hunter Van Hoosier is going to be out due to a concussion he suffered at the end of last week's game, I believe. And his brother Tate also is going to be out tonight. Tate,
both Van Hoosiers are going to be on the sideline.
and both are my next door neighbors.
Is Ben
and
going to
both
play?
are wearing a helmet that I got them from, and they're supposed to be the best helmets. But,
Ben take their place.
that just goes to show you, no helmet is concussion proof.
That's
and,
right.
Injuries occur,
Yep.
and it's something you have to deal with. And these kids, they'll overcome them. And like you mentioned, somebody's got to step up.
Yeah, and back to last week, and speaking of Tate, I mean, I said the biggest play might have been Oliver's touchdown, but the biggest play might have been his fumble recovery
On the punt.
And we sometimes we laugh at him because on punt protection, as soon as the ball snaps, he's gone because he wants to be the first one down there. And you can't teach hustle, and Tate always hustles. Tate always plays hard, and in JV, those kids play hard. You don't want to forget them because of the future and of the program. And unfortunately, Tate got a little injury the other night, but him and Hunter will both be okay. They'll bounce back next week. We'll have them back, I'm sure. So, yep.
Well, that's good. Jake, we sure appreciate you coming
Thanks
in
for
this
having me.
morning
Appreciate
and sharing this information with us. And once again, we want everyone to come out tonight and support the Tigers. The first district encounter of the season. We finished one portion of our season We still got one non-district game left at the very end against Mayfield. But the next 4 weeks are very vital for Caldwell County football, and we want to continue to wish you the best of luck.
That's right. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
We want to thank you, Jake, not only for helping coach, but for moving back to Princeton and doing what you do. We appreciate you being here.
Enjoy it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right.
You're listening to Tiger Sports Talk on 103.3 FM, The Tiger with DT and Gator. We'll be right back after these messages.
Trice Hughes in Princeton would like to give a big shout out to one of our own, Jeff McDowell. Jeff has given Trice Hughes 34 years as one of our top service technicians, and General Motors thinks so also, as they selected Jeff in the top 20 service technicians out of over 7,000 in the Southeast region. We are so proud of you, Jeff. The extra time and dedication it takes to achieve this honor speaks volumes about him. Trice Hughes Incorporated offers top-notch service on all your GM and Chrysler vehicles by certified technicians Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Call 270-365-5522 for your appointment today. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Trice Hughes Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Trice Hughes Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Trice Hughes Incorporated, where your trade is worth more.
Back here at 103.3 FM, The Tiger, for Tiger Sports Talk with Gator and DT. We have now with us live in the studio another member of the 2017 Football Hall of Fame class, Mr. Kelly Tinsley. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad y'all having me.
Appreciate you coming, buddy. I know you just got off work. You're tired and ready to go home. You don't want to listen to us talk, but we're going to have a few words for you anyway.
Kelly, I had to call your partner in crime to get your telephone number. And of course, you answered me last night about, 7 o'clock, right before you.
Right,
I guess you were sleeping all day yesterday.
Yes, sir.
You worked the night shift.
Third shift.
Out here at
Treehouse.
Out at Treehouse. And Kelly played football at Caldwell County from 1997 through 2001.
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And I had to think a little bit.
It's
been
I
some
can't
time.
get those numbers right.
Of course, we can relate Kelly back to the 1998 team.
Right.
And being part of the state championship team. He was a sophomore that year. And we had a somewhat of inexperienced line coming into the season, to say the least. We had a bunch of kids that I called overachievers in terms of getting the job done. We had Billy Hooks at center. We had Jim Hayes, and we had Brian Courtner, and James Bond, and Kelly Tinsley. Who am I leaving out, Kelly?
That was the starters.
That was the starters. That's what I was thinking. But
you used to run the plays in with who? Bond and Courtner?
I ran the plays in with James Bond and
Daniel Courtner.
And Courtner.
And Brian Courtner. Brian Courtner, not Daniel. Daniel's coaching the volleyball team now, but I think Daniel was on the team. He sure was. And of course, the game that I go back to is the Danville game in the state championship, where you were elected the lineman of the game.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what it means.
Who'd you pay off for that, Kelly?
Who did I pay? Coach Gates.
I don't know about that. And one thing I remember about you, Kelly, you always couldn't wait to the end of practice to get to the hill. You were always the first one there, wasn't you?
I was ready to get up the hill and get it over with.
Tell us about your playing experiences. Go back a little bit.
It was great playing, like you said, the state championship game. It was a heck of a game. We was losing, and they happened to have a turnover, and Gerald picked it up, scored a touchdown, and then we played it was a high-profile defensive lineman, offensive lineman they had.
Josh Jaggers and Nathan Fuqua.
Yeah, they had a good running back too.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Britt. Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
He was from Warren East, wasn't he?
His daddy was.
Yeah. I
they
remember
moved,
coaching all over
from
Brits.
Bowling Green to Danville.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an exciting game, wasn't it?
Very exciting. Probably the best game I ever played.
We had all
for the
28
crowd.
players over on the sideline cheering, didn't we? That's
Yeah, we
all we
did.
had, about 28.
Whole county of Caldwell.
And we told you that hill would pay off.
Yeah, it did.
Because, there, even though it looked like for 3 out of the 4 quarters, we were pretty much being dominated, that fourth quarter
fourth
kind
quarter
of turned things around for us.
showed
And
it.
Our conditioning, I think, probably
Picked
proved to
up.
be the deciding factor there.
Yeah, knowing we was losing.
Of course, they had a miscommunication, I think, on the punt. And kind of turned the tide a little bit. But just outstanding performances by you and the rest of that offensive line. I made the comment on numerous occasions there on the very first drive we had. We had it 4th and less than a yard, I believe, at midfield. And we were going to go for it. And, we ran quarterback sneak. And, of course, Stuart Childress, being he was one of our strongest players. And he had a 3 or 4 yard loss. I said, oh, Lord, we're in trouble now.
I remember that.
And, of course,
Your other lineman, too, though, the tight end was Craig White, right? Didn't he
he
play,
was
or did he regular receiver?
Evan Wells.
Evan Wells.
Wells was our
Okay.
tight end, and then Craig White was a wide out, and Kelly Davis was a wide out. And, of course, we had in the backfield Gerald and Justin Grooms and Nathan, or not Nathan Vaughn, Jason Vaughn.
Yeah.
And, of course, Jason was injured
Yeah.
that game. And he only dressed, basically, to long snap because he couldn't, he had a broken ankle, basically.
And it was hot that game.
Yeah,
It was hot.
It was hot that
for
game.
December. I think it was like December the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
Fourth.
It was
And,
probably
and playing on that AstroTurf didn't help any.
No,
either,
because we
did it?
wasn't used to that.
No.
It was like 70 degrees, I believe.
I
that
remember
day.
we all came out with them long tube socks on and all at long sleeves, and halftime we all changed.
We saw Craig White out at the wiffle ball tournament.
We did.
And if he was playing now, he wouldn't be a wideout. He's huge. I mean, he has been in the weight room.
And most of those guys
Yeah.
now,
Yeah, they
gotten
look-
a lot bigger than they were back then. Of course, Kelly, that was your sophomore year. We went on hard times the next year.
Yes,
didn't
we did.
99. I remember we were just scratching and clawing, trying to find, a product to put out there on the field to be competitive. We moved you to a different position.
Woo. Didn't know nothing about it.
We moved Kelly to fullback.
Yeah.
We had a 300 and what did you weigh?
Oh, yeah.
280, I think.
There you go.
There you
See, he's
go.
trying to be smart aleck, Kenny.
Close to 300. We put him in the backfield, and we let him carry the ball some down on the goal line, but mainly for blocking purposes. And of course, we lost Joe Dan Talley.
Right.
Joe Dan, of course, was on the state championship team. He was a starter on defense at cornerback, and he was going to be our quarterback, and we lost him the second game of the year to a torn ACL. So we went on some hard times then.
I remember we played a great game in Crittenden County, and I think it was a close game, but it was almost halftime. And y'all was calling plays, and y'all just told me to get in the backfield. Just line up back
And you
there.
looked at me and said, "Me?" Well, we practiced a little bit. with
Yeah,
you
we
back
practiced.
there.
You
And,
said get back there and run them.
Kelly, talk a little bit about after high school, you graduated and went on to Kentucky Wesleyan College and played there. Talk a little bit about your college playing experiences.
Yeah, I got up at Kentucky Wesleyan, played 3 years. It was I learned a lot. My freshman year, you had to earn your position to play. We was doing scout team defense, and the game slowed down for me. That's the first time it ever really slowed down. I learned a whole lot from that.
Well, and you only had to go one way, too, right?
Right, only defense.
That helped a little bit for you.
Yeah,
trying to
because you
slow it
wasn't
down.
in such a rush.
Yes, that's right.
Had to learn a whole bunch.
And you played for Coach Hoslaw,
Yes, sir.
and he's still there.
He's still there. He's putting kids in the NFL.
Yeah. And did you play with any local players that you played high school against while you was at Kentucky Wesleyan?
It was Keith Cotner from Hopkins County. It's been a while ago.
It hadn't been that long ago now. It's been a long time for
It
us.
just
We're-
goes quick, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I can't think of too many names. It was several kids from surrounding counties that went to Kentucky Wesleyan.
Yeah, yeah. And they've really improved their football program.
Yes,
there.
they have. They got new field up there. I remember when I played up there, they only had grass. We practiced on it. It was rocks and everything in it.
Remind you of your high school field, didn't it?
Our high school field was better than that.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
we just really enjoyed. We talked about you quite often, Gator. Like I say, Gator and I get together and we sit down and talk about all the good old times and how fast it's gone. But we always talk about you as one of them. You know, I want you to give a shout out real quick to your mama. She was always involved and always a good lady.
Her and your grand. Of course, I went to all the softball games, and I always sit out in the outfield with y'all. You know, and what a treat it was.
Yeah, she's home listening now.
Is she? Well,
good
give her
to
a
hear.
shout out.
Well, good
How
deal.
you doing, Mama?
There you go.
And I know your grandmother's up there in heaven.
Oh yeah,
listening,
she'd probably be here with me right now.
That's right.
We had a time out there.
If you miss a block, she'll take care of you on
and you
that.
better give a shout out to Jessica.
Yes, my sister Jessica's in Hoptown. She's teaching.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's teaching up there at elementary school.
Well, Kelly, we're all proud of you, and I'm proud, and Coach Tomic as well, to have the opportunity to coach you when we did in high school and go on. And we want to congratulate you on being elected into the Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame, which the induction ceremonies is just a few weeks away. It's going to be on Friday, October 13th, against Fort Campbell out here. I guess it's our last home game, isn't it?
What's
Ty?
that?
No,
Yeah.
no, Mayfield's the last home game.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Next to the last. That's right. Our last two are at home.
Yeah, I try to make it all the home games.
Well, that's good.
I get all drunk.
We'll make it to that one because I think what they're giving everybody this year is a Rolex watch.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
Or a gold jacket. Or the gold jacket. I don't know if we got one on your side.
I had a listener text and wanted me to ask Coach Gates about the pyramid formation.
The pyramid.
The pyramid.
I remember the pyramid. And I think Kelly was
That's right.
he was at the front of the
Maybe
pyramid.
that's what it was.
Yeah, that does go back.
He was the pyramid. What are you talking about?
And Marcus, wasn't it Marcus that was a tailback?
I didn't play with Marcus. Talking about Marcus.
Wimbledon?
No,
Holland?
Hollowell.
Marcus
Maurice Hollowell.
I'm sorry, Maurice.
Maurice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Maurice.
remember.
And I think it was Maurice's first year of playing.
Yeah.
He played tailback.
Me and
for
him
us.
both ran the ball that
Yeah.
year.
I think we only won, 2 games that year? Two
I
or
think
3,
so.
not very many. And,
The last 5 were exciting.
I saw Maurice the other day. He still looks about the same. He's tall and thin, and
Yeah,
he's
he
a
has
good
a
guy.
daughter.
He speaks to me every time he sees me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, the daughter's is a pretty good softball player.
Softball and basketball.
Yeah, softball and basketball. So shout out to Maurice as well. Kelly, we appreciate you coming in, taking time out, and once again, congratulations on being named to the 2017 Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame class, and we look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Thank y'all for having me. Thanks everyone that voted me in. Appreciate it. Glad
Well,
to
you're
see
very
y'all.
deserving. Very deserving.
Thank y'all.
Man that played on both sides of the ball and never come out of the game and gave it its all each and every day.
Thank
we
y'all.
appreciate you.
I appreciate
Good to
y'all.
see you, buddy.
Nice seeing y'all.
We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with our next guest here. You're listening to Tiger Sports Talk on 103.3 FM, The Tiger.
It's that time of year again. Soon leaves will be falling. Football and deer season is right around the corner. When those little critters get stirring around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. When that happens, Trice Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 120 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Trice Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. Trice Hughes in Princeton would like to give a big shout out to one of our own, Jeff McDowell. Jeff has given Trice Hughes 34 years as one of our top service technicians, and General Motors thinks so also, as they selected Jeff in the top 20 service technicians out of over 7,000 in the Southeast region. So proud of you, Jeff. The extra time and dedication it takes to achieve this honor speaks volumes about him. Trice Hughes Incorporated offers top-notch service on all your GM and Chrysler vehicles by certified technicians Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Call 270-365-5522 for your appointment today. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. It's that time of year again. Soon leaves will be falling. Football and deer season is right around the corner. When those little critters get stirring around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. When that happens, Trice Hughes Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 120 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Trice Hughes Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Trice Hughes Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Trice Hughes Incorporated, where your trade is worth more.
Back here at 103.3 FM, The Tiger, with the Gator and DT show. We have with us live in the studio our next guest, Mr. David Forrester, who is the tournament chairman of the Princeton Golf and Country Club. And, David, we got a lot going on at Princeton Golf. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, we do. Of course, this is the annual weekend of the Princeton Princess Golf Tournament.
Oh, boy.
And you are participating. Yes, you are signed up, locked in, and ready to go,
It'll
I'm
be some
sure.
real festivities.
Oh.
So, but you know, first off, thank you guys for letting me come on and talk about it, and obviously talk about the country club too, as you guys are both members, and there's a lot of things going on out there, and honestly, it's a very exciting time. I'm excited as much as ever on the Princeton Princess this year because of our course conditions are perfect. They
Excellent.
Can't get much better.
And I want to give a shout out to Joey Daugherty.
Yes, sir.
That man has done a tremendous job out there for that golf course.
Him and his crew.
His
Yes,
staff,
they're
that's
out there right now.
Luke Tyree, the assistant greenskeeper, I guess is what you call him.
And then that'd be what Conrad
Conrad,
Presley. He's
Conrad
assistant
Presley,
assistant. Yeah, he'd be-
Jimmy Musco.
So yeah, he's working out there now. So like I said, I'm very excited. We have 69 teams signed up right now. We're almost full. And I mentioned on Facebook earlier, it's not too late. I will take them up until probably today, and they can still get in. And thank you for doing that. So I've had a lot of people talk about. They've heard about our club, they've heard about our greens, and they look really, really good.
You know, Dennis and I were talking. I've played the last 2 days out there. Of course, I participated in men's league. And, no, right. My son-in-law coerced me into playing last night in men's league, which I did awful. And I'm trying my best to get out. No, I better not. It's always a great time, that Prince and Princess. It really is. I mean, it's a fun time, and they have gimmick holes and all. And I've never seen our golf course as manicured as it is right now. I mean, the roughs look wonderful. The fairways are perfect. The greens are settling in. And, I mean, it's just a beautiful golf course for our town our size.
And that's what I'm excited about, because obviously the last few years, this time of year, after being so hot, it has really struggled. And we've had a lot of people in the Prince and Princess, and they have played it for years, decades.
Yes.
And I have told each and every one of them, I am so excited they are coming back this year to see what our course can look like. And like I said, and the word's out. I've heard a lot of people talk about, hey, we've heard about your new greens. We want to see it, and they're coming back to have fun all weekend long.
Saw a group out there yesterday. Joe McEnany had some of his, I don't know, employees or personal friends. There was about 12 of them out there playing yesterday, and they were bragging about how good the course looked.
Joe Mack brings his family in usually, once or twice a year.
Yeah.
He supports our club quite well. But I saw Chris over there in one of the
Both
groups
his
coming by
boys.
my house.
And you know, if you hadn't seen it, you know, I know we're having a membership drive right now, and now's a good time. I think you can get a local membership here in county for $150 a month, which is no initiation fee, nothing down. And of course, adjoining counties can join for $100 a month.
That's great.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I saw Carol Wadlington and his wife out there playing the other day from Lyon County, and they just joined. So,
Great.
I mean, if you live outside the county for $100, if you only play 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to.
Well, not only that, but if you have you and your wife or a family, you can swim, you can play tennis, you can do about anything you want for $100 a month. I might move to Lyon County.
I don't think they're going to allow you to leave the county. No, not after all this time. But no, you're right. And not only that, and then talking back about the Prince and Princess, this is a great time to. If you've never played the course or you want to see what the course looks like, you can get 3 rounds. You can come play today, and then obviously enjoy our festivities this evening. We're having
love those festivities.
Yeah, well, we're having couples golf. We're opening couples golf up tonight to the tournament players, so I'm expecting a big turnout there. And then after that, we're feeding them poly-ice pizza thanks to Mike Daring. I mean, you can't get any. I mean, people come from all over
just
to eat poly-ice.
pizza,
So now
right.
you get to play golf and eat poly-ice. So.
And also, if you don't play in the tournament, Saturday night they can come in to the fish fry.
Yes,
correct?
we're having fish fry. The Genesis Express out of Cadiz have become highly recommended, and I've heard great things, and we're really looking forward to that. But you're right, they can come and enjoy that as well. I just need to know so we make sure we have enough, but I think we're going to be covered there. But like I was talking, people come, the Prince and Princess always amazes me. They come from all over to play. I mean, I've got people coming from Hopkinsville, Mayfield, Henderson, Paducah. We finally get some people out of Paducah. It's very hard to get people from Paducah to play. So
is Bill Skillion playing?
I don't have his name yet.
Okay.
I don't have his name yet.
I know he and Carlene love playing over here.
But like I said, it's amazing. And like I said, the people have come back. We've got one team that have played this thing over 40 years. It's 47th time this year, and they played in over 40 of them and survived. So
and you're doing a little different format this year.
We've tweaked it a little bit in the last few years to make it. Golf is stressful, as you mentioned earlier in men's league. It's stressful anyway, but just make it a little less stressful where both people get to hit off the tee and then you alternate in from there. So that makes it a little bit better. We still have some of the traditional stuff where you're hitting off the commode and the mattress. But other than that, it's pretty much just playing golf. And like I said, I hope people come and enjoy our golf course this year.
And you're only doing just one tee time both days,
yes,
right?
one tee time both days, 12 o'clock. And like I said, as we continue to grow, we'll probably go back to 2 tee times. I think we will. I think that when the word gets out about how good our course is, I think it'll not only this tournament, the rest of the year, and next year's tournaments will continue to grow.
You know, have you got most of the list of the people, like you said, some of them have played over 40 years? I know we need money, but within the next year or so, you might look at giving them a break.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I mean, give them some kind of, I don't know if we can do it free, but give it half off or something. If they're going to come that much, that's great.
Yeah, and the people that I know that have been here the most, they're the Strouds from Providence, and they have been coming over 40 years. And they're religiously here every single year. We've recognized them numerous times, and like I said, they're back on the list this year.
That's great.
So. Well, it's a big event, and it's one that's ever since I can remember, we had never missed a year, have we? Of the Prince and Prince, has there?
Well, there's been times when I've done it and we've missed like a day for rain or whatever. But no, I don't think it's ever actually been not while I've done it, and I don't know how many we've actually done now. But
I believe we've only had one tournament prior to this one, which was back in April, the 2-man.
Yep.
And, of course, we only got one day in that day due to the rain.
Yep.
But we've got some more upcoming tournaments.
That's right. We do have some upcoming tournaments. And I know the Rotary and Chamber are going together, and they're having their tournament on the 6th of October. And then there's another tournament, and I'm going to blank on the name. There's one the 14th. I know Emma is involved with it, and I don't have the name of that one. But there's also a tournament.
Both are going to be here.
And I have seen that advertised on Facebook, so I know there's going to be some definite opportunities to play golf at our club.
I want to just say something. Janie's in the Rotary, and the reason I'm doing this is because I've seen her work on it for a week or so. But they went together this year, the Rotary and the Chamber, and have decided that even with the course was closed, that's why they did it, because of taking up another date. But I think they're going to keep doing that to save our community money, because the same people play in the same tournaments, and they help everybody out and donate all this money. And so I think that was a good thing. Princeton is a great place. They donate or they give to anybody, anytime. But when you don't hit them so hard, it even makes them feel a little better.
You're 100% right, and that is a great leeway. What I wanted to mention before we get off here, before y'all run me out of here, but
We got plenty of time.
Obviously, Farmers Bank is my title sponsor for the Prince and Princess. It's their second year that do it, and Jeff McDaniels, Elizabeth Watson over there. I mean, they're great help in helping promote this thing. But then, like you said, Princeton is so good at donating to help. We're going to give away over $700 in just donations. And it's from people like Budweiser of Hopkins. It's not just Princeton. Budweiser of Hopkinsville, Emory Spradlin, Big Springs Cardiology, Jeff Russo, A&W KFC, Polly Eyes, I mentioned them earlier about the pizza, Farless Realty, Roy Massey, our new county attorney, Taco John's, Tin Roof. It just keeps going. Woodall, Bellemarie, and Planters Bank. They're all helping. And like I said, I don't like asking them because they get asked so much. And but like I said, they have been so generous, and we're going to have a great tournament this weekend.
And if we did leave any of your names out, we apologize, but we appreciate all of them. Whatever you do.
Yes, definitely. I think I hit everybody.
I believe you did. Did you say them? I didn't.
Yeah,
hear
I think
that
I did say Big Springs.
Well,
but
we'll
yes,
give them a double
I better
dose.
because Melissa
Yeah,
would
Melissa,
not be happy if I
she'll
don't
hurt
leave them out.
Conrad and you.
Well, David, I tell you, it's exciting time, and if you'd have told me 2 or 3 months ago that our greens would look the way they do right now, I wouldn't have believed it. But you can just drive by on 293 and look, and they all look just wonderful.
And they're only going to get better. The more that since they opened, I think the whole course the 1st of September, and since Joey and his group have been mowing them, the more they mow them, the better they get.
Yes.
And it's just
And
like I
then
said,
they'll verticut them and sand them, and they'll even get better.
Yep, they're going to keep getting better. So it's going to be interesting because when they next year when they're about as smooth as this countertop, I'll have some interesting pin placements.
You might lose some players.
Of course,
No.
they're a little slow now, but they
They
roll.
they roll
roll really well.
Yes.
And and we hadn't been used to playing on greens like this time of the year in years past. And
Well, Bermuda's a little different than Bent too. I mean, they just roll different. Always have.
Well, you can look at number 3, number 5. Traditionally, this time of year, there's nothing
They're
there,
gone.
and they're great, absolutely perfect right now.
I asked Joey 2 days ago. I said, Joey, looks like to me all the greens are as good as each, same. He said, well, the only difference is my back, the ones we did last,
in July,
don't have as deep a root system. That's all. That's what he said. That's it. That's the only difference.
they sure do look good. I was walking yesterday afternoon, and he was mowing the greens. And I think he's mowing them twice with this hot weather right now. He's mowing them twice a day. So, of course, this weather, is perfect for Bermuda.
That is true.
And
How many months has that been now? 2 or 3? Is that about it? Since we've sold July, didn't it?
Yeah, July was the second seeding, so yeah.
I mean, you can imagine in another year, if he cuts them twice and then rolls them, they're going to be pretty quick.
Yes, they're
and the
going to be
tee
very
boxes
quick.
just look wonderful. I mean, our course is as beautiful as I've ever seen
Yep.
in the 30-some-odd years I've been here.
You're right, and there's going to be a lot of people out there enjoying it this weekend. So, like I said, I'm looking
Bermuda
very
grass
forward.
so loves the sun, and we're getting it.
That's true.
And it looks like the weather's going to hold until at least
yeah.
the end of next week.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoy playing golf and you've been traveling out of town, check in to, joining here in Princeton. And of course, now members that are paying the traditional monthly dues, if you recommend one, you get $25 off a month off your
Right.
dues. So, try to get. We got members out there trying to recruit, so it helps lowers your bill as well. So hopefully everybody will be down to around $150 a month.
That's right. So if they're listening to us, they
If
can
any
use
of
us
the new-
3.
if any
If
of
they
the
need
new-
a sponsor,
if any of the new
contact
members-
Pat Gates, Dennis Thomas.
And no, don't
or
put him
David-
in there yet. Just me and you first.
Right. Put our name down as recommendation. We need the money off. Well, David, we sure do appreciate you coming in, and you're doing a lot of great things, running these tournaments really well, and so we're looking forward to this weekend. The weather's going to be perfect. And
Yes.
a lot of times this time of the year, you never know how to dress for the Prince and Princess, but the weather's going to be probably in the high 80s.
It's supposed to be perfect.
And at 12 o'clock tomorrow, you better drink plenty of water.
There you go.
You got to keep refreshed.
I tell you too. Also, with Dave, we want to thank Ben and Holly for taking care of that pool all
Yep.
summer. That thing was in great shape all year. It did, and anybody else that does something, we appreciate it. But just bringing them up, I went over there even 2 or 3 times this year.
I did too.
Drug my shirt off and embarrassed some people, but it was a nice pool this year. It really was.
It was, and the people kept it clean. You can't say enough about the job that they did. In grooming the pool and keeping it up and available for the older folks as well as the younger folks took advantage of it. So
I felt like the old Kent Reed when I went out there and took my shirt off.
Lord. I was out there.
He used
I
to
went
go
out there with my daughter Taylor and my grandson Jax, and I got in there and splashed around a little bit too. So
Well, if you got in there, you splashed around.
I
I'll
did,
tell you
and,
that.
and the tennis courts. We have quite a few people that play tennis, and of course they can play at night. And people here need to take advantage of this country club. It's in a great location, and we just want to encourage you to join.
Well, I want to, before I get off here, and I see that I'm like leadoff for the legendary coach back here behind me. I'm pretty impressed to see who just walked in the door for you guys. But thank you guys, DT, Gator, for what you guys do for publicizing Caldwell County, Princeton, Caldwell County sports, the whole deal. You guys don't get enough credit for that. And I know you don't like hearing that, DT and Gates, but hey, I want to do it. And like I said, thank you guys for what you guys do.
Thank you
We
too.
appreciate it.
We
We appreciate people like you.
And we appreciate your wives for helping with the tournaments too.
Absolutely.
If they weren't involved, you probably wouldn't be doing it.
No, you're 100% right. I would not do it without them. Have a very good support.
Yes, you do. That means a lot.
Well, folks, we want to encourage you. Today's Blue and Gold Day. I see that
right.
around town there's different businesses giving discounts to wear blue and gold.
Yep, there's a lot of that going on, and of course out at the school, it's black because they want to scare the tornadoes or something. Their worst nightmare.
So you got your black
So I
on.
wore my black today.
I
I got my blue and gold hat too, so I'll hit both of them.
Well,
We
you
got
definitely
ours-
definitely got to play Paint It Black today then. There we go.
As we get done here.
The Rolling Stones, big time.
And we got our Stay Barnes Strong shirts
That's right.
on. And Coach Barnes has just walked in. He comes by every Friday to visit with us, and we want to wish him and the Tigers the best of luck. We mentioned before we sign off here that normally the last several years the winner of the Paducah-Tillman and Caldwell game is fighting for the #1 seed, and they would be at home all the way through the district playoffs. So
That would be nice.
we need this win badly tonight, so come out and support the Tigers. And we're not fighting we're fighting for home field advantage, and we want to stay at home as long as we can throughout the playoffs.
And if you can't get there, get it on the stream.
Tune in to Ty and Bob and Dennis, and you can see it live streamed as well as listening to it on WPKY.
Ty'll do a good job tonight, especially if his son's playing. You get to see a lot of him if you watch
He
it
may
on
have
the
to turn
stream.
it over.
I might have to. I'll follow the ball.
You
Best
do.
of luck to the Tigers tonight.
And we want to wish our injured Tigers the best of healing up, and hopefully we'll see them again next week. And once again, we want to thank our guests for coming in this morning. And we had Jake Pepper, a member of the Caldwell County football staff. We had Kelly Tinsley, a member of the 2017 Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame and former graduate. And we had David Forrester,
Who's been around here for a
who's
long
been
time.
around here a long
He
time.
had to hang around because of
He's
his
been
wife.
Coach Forrester. He and his wife both coached here for numerous years, and now he's in charge of the golf tournaments at the Princeton Golf and Country Club. And once again, if anyone's thinking about joining and needs a sponsor, DT and I are available. So
We'll split it.
We'll split it. We want you to tune in again next Friday. I've already lined up one guest for next Friday, so another member of the 2017 Football Hall of Fame. We want to thank all of our viewers and listeners out there. You've been listening to Tiger Sports Talk with Gator and DT on 103.3 FM, The Tiger.
From the WPKY Weather Center.